I have been a huge fan of fantasy, fiction, whatever you want to call it, for as long as I can remember. It's always been my escape from boredom. Growing up with ADHD, school was a real struggle for me. I know that's a super classic way to open a video. But the real issue was I just couldn't stop daydreaming. For most of school, especially in the first and second grade, it felt painfully dull. If it wasn't about fighting a dragon or Pokemon battles, it just didn't interest me. This lack of engagement showed in my grades, and school felt like a never-ending cycle of frustration and waking up at pointless hours. But I managed to push through. I was frustrated, disengaged, but by 12th grade I realized that I was gonna have to repeat it all if I didn't step up. High school, particularly my senior year, was one of the toughest periods of my life, but it was also when I first encountered Berserk. Now, Berserk is something special. I think Berserk does dark fantasy really well. The apostles in God Hand are extremely unique as they represent aspects of mankind and certain forces of nature like death and pestilence. And I think it's one of the few times manga had nature as its villain. By nature, I mean something people have no control over. An example would be Death from Puss in Boots. While he is personified in the movie, he himself is a force of nature, and the God Hand share this idea. But beyond that, it's simple. In a way that feels profound. The land of Midland is straightforward. It's a medieval setting like England in its darker ages, a land where if you live in some dusty old town, you're probably just a farmer. But there's beauty in that simplicity, and I like the normal just as much as the abnormal. Berserk's incredible complex nature explores weighty themes like causality and the inevitability of fate and human frailty. Take the eclipse for instance, which is a spoiler, so cut to like right here until I get done talking about it. An event so tragic that Guts, completely oblivious, finds himself powerless in the face of it. The eclipse is a ritual that takes place every 216 years. A chosen one will have to sacrifice those closest to them in order to become a member of the God Hand. Those sacrificed will be branded with the brand of sacrifice. And long story short, Griffith sacrificed his entire war band in order to become a member of the God Hand, and Guts was branded, and now he can never rest. Despite that, he refused to give up and accept his fate. That's the fantasy. It's not about the magic or the monsters, it's about hope. Guts' determination to keep fighting even when he's so tired is what makes Berserk so inspiring. For those who are struggling and for those who feel like the rain isn't ever gonna let up, Guts shows us that even the smallest bit of hope can make a difference. His journey reminds us that no struggle is ever in vain, and it's this core theme that keeps people coming back to it time and time again.
I got a condo in Manhattan. Baby girl, what's happening? You and your ass invited. So
I drank some water, so I probably sound like 5 times better. But speaking of tone and imagination, back when I was daydreaming through school, I wasn't just zoning out. My mind was always buzzing with new stories, new worlds, and there's something incredibly passionate about writing fantasy. In my opinion, it's its own form of art, and especially in the realm of high fantasy, it requires a particular kind of creativity. You're not just building a world, you're crafting its people, its cultures, its magic systems. The limits are only set by your imagination and your willingness to draw from the infinite sources of inspiration around you. That brings me to another point, isekai. There's an overwhelming number of isekai manga and manhwa out there. Isekai is a good concept. It's understandable why it's overdone, but it's become frustratingly formulaic. Most isekai stories follow the same tired blueprint. A protagonist who hates their life gets transported into a fantasy world. He'll join a guild and gather 6 female party members and become the world's strongest in no time at all. It's like clockwork, and honestly, it feels lazy. The thing is, isekai doesn't have to be like this. At its core, isekai is just about traveling from one world to another. And that can mean any kind of world. It could be a character from a medieval setting transported into a futuristic sci-fi world. Or the opposite, a sci-fi hero dropped into a low-tech fantasy world. Or even someone from our world ending up in an alien wilderness. The possibilities are endless. And isekai is a genre with boundless freedom, yet so many creators stick to the same narrow formula. It's overdone because isekai is a good concept with so much freedom, but many writers refuse to take any risks, choosing instead to play it safe and retread the same ground. It's a shame because the isekai genre, more than most, has the power to explore uncharted territories. It's a genre that could be as diverse and limitless as the imagination itself, but it often chooses to follow the same path. And that's where the real frustration lies for me. Isekai can be so much better than what it is right now.
I got a condo in Manhattan. Baby girl, girl, what's happening? You and your ass invited.
Now I want to dive into the concept of magic, a staple in fantasy that has endless possibilities. Most of you have probably heard the terms hard and soft magic systems, but let me break them down once more. A hard magic system is like a science. It has clear, defined rules. You can explain exactly how a spell works, why it works the way it does, and even the after effects of using it. In contrast, a soft magic system is more mystical and vague. These things just happen and magic works just because it does, without any need for deep explanation or logic. What I find so fascinating about magic is how it's shaped by the world around it. The setting you create plays a huge role in how magic is perceived and used. In a more modern or futuristic setting, magic could be approached with a scientific mindset, making it closer to a hard magic system. In contrast, in a medieval or fantastical setting, magic might be treated as a mysterious force, something that just is, embodying the essence of a soft magic system. To me, magic is one of the most exciting aspects of fiction. It offers such incredible freedom beyond combat or convenience. Magic can define a character's style, personality, and even their worldview. In many series, magic is often portrayed in a straightforward, utilitarian way, but it can also be an artistic expression. Magic can reflect the character's inner nature or even their cultural background. A series like Black Clover really captures this beautifully. Through its unique art style, each grimoire looks distinct, and even when two characters wield the same type of magic, their magical abilities feel individual, visually and thematically. Magic too can be intricately woven into cultures of fantasy races. It becomes a key part of their identity, shaping not just how they use magic, but why they use it. It's more than just a tool, it's a reflection of who they are as people, and that depth makes magic feel even more significant in a fantasy world. Take the Pokemon world for example. While there's no magic in particular, the people of that world shape their environments around Pokemon. Their towns and cities are open and full of life, the same way most fantasy worlds would be. Buildings styled after Pokeballs and certain Pokemon to represent the type of the town. The people in Pokemon definitely rely on each other. Strong fighting types and rock types would help in construction, water types would help with firefighters, and electric Pokemon would help power the city potentially. And it's the same way I mentioned before. Between each region there are different cultures surrounding Pokemon and the species they have there. I think Alola is most notable for this, as the region has an entirely different type of league than any other region.
I got a condo in Manhattan. Baby girl, what's happening? You and your ass invited.
Anyways, welcome to the last part of the video where I talk for about a minute in order to reach 8 minutes, because I wanted this to be an 8-minute video and I ran out of ideas. Anyways, I would love to see what topics you guys want me to talk about, because I'm not opposed to doing like other types of videos. I'll talk about other stuff for sure. Just give me more ideas, because I run out of them pretty quick, and for some reason it takes me like 2 to 3 weeks to make a video. So I would love to have like more ideas. Plus I wouldn't mind playing a couple games here and there. I'd totally play a game if y'all want me to play a game. I'll probably also do a lot more of those Christian videos. There's only like one. I got like a couple in mind that I gotta do. I'm running out of time. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. And there's something I want you to always remember.
Fear God, love Jesus.
Peace.
In case I don't see ya. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.